Hey Leamans, welcome back to another video of mine. So, the Salesman, a raccoon salesman in Animal Jam that you can go find to get cool new items from. And his name being Arthur. Weird name, but alright. He typically would give out items that are washed down, different colored versions of the real beta rare ones. That is sort of common knowledge on the game. He's been on the game for a few years now, which is really weird to consider. I still honestly feel like he's a new feature, but he's really not. He came all the way back in 2017 of June. Yeah, that's right, 2017. That's so wild. I don't know where the time has gone since then. But before nowadays date of knowing Salesman just gives out other colored variations of items, we didn't really know what he'd do. And that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. The past when the Salesman first ever came to Animal Jam Mobile. And how jammers felt and dealt with the situation. Because let me tell you right now, it was very chaotic. Oh, by the way, I just sort of assumed you all knew, but I was around back then. I've been playing Animal Jam since March 2017, which is a few months before the Salesman truly came to the game. It's also crazy that's true, because by the time Salesman came to Animal Jam Mobile, I already had a Royal Tiara. So from March to June, I somehow went from having basically nothing, being a new jammer, to having a beta Royal Tiara. It was the lowest color, but still. Anyways, back to the main topic here. When the Salesman first came to Animal Jam, and my personal story, experience, other jammers' experiences, and my memories from it. So with that, let's get right into my video. But before we begin, I wanted to mention my pink bow tie giveaway that I'm hosting on Animal Jam Mobile. So yeah, that's right, I'm currently doing a giveaway for pink bow tie on Animal Jam Mobile. It will end when I reach 13,000 subscribers, and the giveaway video link is in my description and pinned comment section down below. Good luck if you do decide to join. Anyways, I'm Leamonpuppy, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. So, as I've already briefly stated, the Salesman appeared for the very first time in June 2017, but that's not exactly where the drama and story begins at. Let's take it back a little bit before that, because that's when Arthur, the traveling salesman, first was spotted, but not when the news and rumors first started popping up on the game. Animal Jam had first given us a Jamon newsletter implying that some strange new animal giving out super rare items was going to be coming soon. And just from that statement alone gave so many jammers panic and fear. All of a sudden, items were being rare tagged. And yeah, by the way, this is at the same exact time when beta and rare items were first ever receiving rare tags. So of course, any item that was suspiciously given a rare tag was all of a sudden targeted as the stuff the salesman was going to be giving away in a shop, which theoretically was correct, but also wrong as well, since the items were not actually given out in their beta and rare forms. They were given out by Arthur in different colors with no rare tags instead. This caused so much panic in people with these rare tagged items. People were left, center, right, actually trying to trade these things away for non-tagged items. And this wasn't the only theory going on at the time, by the way. There was also the opposite idea that all the rare tagged items were considered safe and good, while the stuff that didn't get tagged were going to be in the salesman shop instead. And that also caused a lot of drama and confusion and panic amongst the people on Animal Jam. So with both of these scary theories and rumors going around on the game, well, you could say it was a very intense and scary time. Like, I think I sort of mentioned it a bit before, but I had a Royal Tiara at the time, and while those were one of the items that got rare tagged, and I didn't exactly know what that meant, I was really worried it would potentially be given out by Salesman or something. Obviously, it never did, as we know what he gives out instead. Washed out versions of the originals. Okay, but I'm kidding. Some of the color variants are actually very nice. Anyways, I was very scared during this time, and again, rumors were coming out from everywhere in Jamal. I would literally step into a land, log onto the game to play some games or something, and then I'd see people spreading mad fibs and lies about the salesman, something stupid about how they got a rare item for him, or saw him in Coral Canyons, only for him to disappear before they could buy anything. Stuff about how he was constantly on the move, and you had to run around all the lands to catch him. Like, all these are false information that unfortunately some people might have fell for back then. Like, we had no proof at all of these being true, but we had nothing else to go off of, so honestly, it's the best that we could get. Some people with decently big betas would purposely state how they got their rare boa, rainbow hat, or something from the salesman's shop, and well, now that I'm aware of what he actually gives out, I know that they are all just lying for the fun of it. It's pretty funny when I look back on it all. Like, I generally don't care now because I just laugh at it and it really never affected me. Actually, I sort of miss those times. There was like a little bit of mystery and fear circling around the game. It brings excitement into the game, which I consider a good thing in some ways. Yes, I was very scared my beta royal tiara was going to be given out as an item, but I have to admit, it was a very interesting experience for sure. I still remember this one guy. They were definitely like a lemur because they're just so wonderful. If you didn't catch on, I don't know why, but lemurs are always the most terrible people to me on the game. Don't ask me why. I've been scammed by like 2 lemurs in the time I've been playing Animal Jam, and to put that into perspective, I've only been scammed 3 times in total, and not many people even play lemurs. If anyone watching mains a lemur, I still like you because you watch my content, so you're actually like amazing. But also, lemur's sit is so scary. Anyways, so this lemur was in Crystal Sands and he had a rainbow hat, like the light pink beta one. So he was pretty decently beta, I'd say. And he was going on about how he just got the rainbow hat from Salesman, and everyone started freaking out right then and there. Basically, depending on your rarity, people were super excited or super mad. It was sort of split into half and half. People were overly hyped, asking the lemur where he found Salesman. Some people were having mini conversations about how they are mad at Animal Jam for doing this, even though they didn't do it, he was just lying. And I myself was sort of just watching this all go down in panic mode. I was like, oh dang it, I have a rare tagged item just like this lemur, so that must mean people have already bought my tier as well. I honestly got the worst gut feeling inside myself. Like, I had worked so hard for my royal tiara, only for it to be given away by the salesman. It felt so unfair, and I wanted to cry a little bit, honestly. But then I realized something. This guy was a lemur. I remembered that I don't trust lemurs because of how terrible they have been to me in the past. And of course, let's not forget the way they sit. So I moved on with my day. I'm kidding, guys. I sort of believed the lemur, and unfortunately, I felt really scared for the next few days. Whenever I saw anyone with a royal tiara on their character, I got very paranoid. I was like, oh no, wait, did they get royal tiara from the salesman? Even if they were in just the same vote as me and had one before all of this. Like, I honestly should have just asked them and checked where they got it from. I once saw a person who looked fairly new jammerish to the game wearing a rare boa, and that scared me as well. I was like, oh no, they aren't an experienced player. They must have found the salesman and bought that boa. But of course, I was wrong. Never judge a jammer by the way they look, you guys. An insane amount of people will wear rare items on their spare accounts just for, various reasons. Some being good and some being bad. But anyways, basically, I was scared about Salesman, and so was everyone else. And I guess that people without huge rares were excited about it, and I can't really blame them. Like, sure, they haven't really worked hard for their rares, but if you were a person who trades a lot and could get some free rares on the spot, you'd take that in an instant, wouldn't you? Like, come on, don't tell me that you wouldn't and would rather spend a whole year trying to get something that you could get in days. Because yes, I believe it's important to work for what you want in life, as I worked very hard for all my rares and betas in Animal Jam, but also, people are greedy by nature, so you can't exactly help wanting an easy way out for the rare and beta items. I bet many of you watching this have tried searching up item generators before. I'm not gonna lie, I tried that when I first started, and I was hacked. It was on my sister's account since we sort of shared an account together very early on when we played Animal Jam, so it wasn't on my main account Leamonpuppy, which is good. But still, I was hacked and I lost Blackout Spike and other items, so take it from me, do not trust item generators at all. They don't work, and honestly, I think they're unfair anyways. But back to the main discussion for now. So Arthur caused quite the scarce fear within many people during this time. I feel like it only really lasted a week or two. It felt like an eternity of waiting for him to finally show up, with evidence, that is. And he did make his very first appearance in June 2017 in Jamal Township. I thought that he was first spotted in Crystal Sands, to be real here, but I searched it up and it told me that Jamal Township was the place, so okay then. He gave out all the items that were rare tagged like people thought he would, but it was different than that. The items were differently colored. Royal Tiara was a light blue, same with Feather Boa, while Rainbow Hat was a very slightly different looking color from the original, only being a little similar, and so on with the rest of the items. This was a major relief for many beta people in the game. In that moment, we all secretly bonded and shared the exact same feelings for one another. A good feeling. A feeling that we were going to be alright, and that this fearful charade would finally come to an end. And it did for the most part. Of course, Salesman stuff kept coming after that, but we all sort of knew that it wasn't going to be any of the big rare items. It would only be other variants of the originals, and we were all okay knowing that. and me and other people came to really like Arthur and his salesman shop. As for he had some great items, and overall, that was the whole story for when the salesman first came to Animal Jam Mobile. I'm glad I made this video. I was very hesitant since I knew I'd have to recall information from all the way back in 2017. That ain't easy to just remember on the spot like that. Many things get distorted, especially since it only really lasted a week or two time-wise. Either way, I'm so happy I finally made a video. I don't know if anyone else has made a video recapping the whole salesman situation, but I hope I was the first one to go into full detail. Please comment down below if you were around or not for Salesman, and if you weren't, comment something that you like or dislike about the Salesman. I'd love to hear either of those things. Anyways, it's been Leamonpuppy. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all next time.